What's up, everybody? I am your host and evil fast food CEO who sells gross-ass chicken and has a diaper fetish. And that is my co-host, a demonic zombie chicken who has a taste for blood and world domination. And welcome to the Grindhouse Syndicate, where this week we celebrate Thanksgiving by diving into the deep fried madness of Troma's extremely offensive, gore-soaked musical, Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead from 2006, which is directed by Lloyd Kaufman himself. So, this was a first-time watch for both of us. This actually was almost our pick last year, I believe, but Eli Roth dropped in an awesome Thanksgiving slasher at the last minute, kind of saved us. But man, this was possibly the most offensive, fucked up movie I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, don't watch this on Thanksgiving. I'm so glad I've never watched this on Thanksgiving. Holy shit.
This movie is 100% fucking crazy. It's gross, but it does have some awesome special effects, tons of kills, and some pretty funny jokes, I guess. I gotta say though, I had to try really hard to write things a certain way because I didn't want this episode to get banned for being a little too graphic and nasty. I think I pulled it off, but just in case, please comment and and thumbs up or whatever, because I have a feeling that some platforms are gonna try to bury it for being pretty graphic.
Oh god. Yeah. If anybody knows about this movie and has ever seen it, if the word Poultrygeist is anywhere in the algorithms, this episode's fucked.
Yeah, there's a lot of offensive, fucked up shit in this movie. It was so gross though. I think I wouldn't have been able to finish it when I was really sick a couple weeks ago, because it's got a lot of nasty stuff in it, man. It would have made my stomach turn, I think, in a couple parts.
Yeah, I just spent 2 hours making lasagna and just got stuffed on lasagna before I started this, and then I was like, "Oh god."
Yeah. So before we dive into this blood-soaked fast food freakout, we just want to say, have a happy Thanksgiving. We know that times are definitely hard out there for a lot of people, but hopefully during this holiday in particular, we can all focus on the positive and enjoy our times with our family and friends and just be thankful for what we got. And to build on that, we're super thankful for you guys who listen and comment, interact with the show. This thing has been far more successful than we ever thought it would be. So we definitely appreciate that. And my final bit of info here is we are going to be taking this week off in order to get a little rest and hang out with the family and just try to have a nice, relaxing holiday, lounging around the house and watching some movies and eating some good ass food, which means there will unfortunately be no new episode next week. I think we're still going to do the Patreon episode, but we'll be back on our main show December 8th. So mark your calendars if people still do that. I don't know. I don't know how often people use a calendar anymore.
Phone calendars now.
Mark your phone calendar, your computer calendar, whatever you use. So with that being said, are you ready to dive into Poultrygeist?
No. No, I'm
Oh,
not.
well, we got to.
This is you said blood soaked, but you missed vomit soaked and shit soaked and
yeah, there's a lot of shit in this.
there's a lot of titties, but not all great.
Yeah.
I mean, even those are not the greatest.
It's questionable.
It's like when you're at a music festival and
You take what you can get.
yeah.
Whatever's there is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's dive into it.
Hello, boys and ghouls. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on with the show, talk about, or submit your movie requests, or just say die, then I got good news for you. You can always find us at one of our social media accounts or our official website at Grindhouse.Horror.Pod.com, Facecrook at the Grindhouse Syndicate Horror Podcast, Instascam at GrindhouseSyndicate.Horror.Pod, and many gore, which you can always find links for in the show notes as always. And you know what I always say, the morgue, the merrier. So please subscribe or follow for alerts on new episodes. Now, back to the show, kiddies. Frights, camera, action.
And if you really love us and don't want us to turn into evil zombie chickens who try to take over the world, give us a review. Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead is a 2006 black comedy musical horror film directed by Lloyd Kaufman and written by Gabriel Friedman and Daniel Bova. It stars a bunch of people none of us know of, including Jason Yachin, Kate Graham, and Robin Walkins. It was, of course, produced by Troma Entertainment. It had a budget of $500,000 and somehow a box office of a little over $22,000. It was released on December 29th, 2006, and centers around the takeover of a New Jersey fried chicken restaurant by possessed zombie chickens after it is built on top of a sacred Native American burial ground. Also, it's a fucking musical.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't know
my
that.
made my ears bleed. I hate musicals.
Yeah, I also fucking hate musicals, and I had no idea that this was a musical. And after about the third song, I caught on, and I was like, "Oh, god damn it!"
Yeah, the first half is musical heavy. The second half is not so much.
Yeah, it's just more, just like vomiting and
Other
gore
things.
heavy,
Yeah,
which I'll take over a musical
any
any
day.
day.
Yeah. All right, so back in 2002, a man named Daniel Bova submitted his script about zombie chickens to Troma Entertainment, and they liked it. But not enough to put it directly into production, as it then received many rewrites at the hands of several Troma employees, receiving its final draft 2 years later in 2004. The only issue was, despite Troma heavily promoting the film for years, they were not able to raise the money for production costs, forcing Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz to reach into their own personal savings to fund the film, capping the budget at $500,000.
I can't believe they spent $500,000 on this movie.
Oh, man. So, considering they had almost no money to make this movie, they had to rely on Craigslist and horror movie message boards asking for volunteers to join the crew and work on the film.
Yeah,
That's desperate.
there's a good bit of behind the scenes in this movie, and there was a couple instances of people who were unpaid having to step into roles that were pretty gross.
Yeah, yeah. That's wild, man. You're just like, anybody who can walk and talk, just please work on this movie.
Not even walk and talk. At one point, there's like a guy in a wheelchair that's like,
Is that the guy in the movie?
rolling around. Yeah, yeah. He wasn't paid.
As long as your heart beats, can you please work on this movie? So, according to an article in Fangoria magazine, hundreds of people applied coming from as far away as Sweden, Germany, and Australia to work on this.
Yeah.
Wow. This includes the film's composer, Dougie Banas, who answered an online ad looking for someone to work on the score for free. Also, many of the props, special effects, and masks featured in the film were all donations from special effects studios from around the world.
Damn. I mean, that is the only bright spot of this movie.
It is.
Is the special effect work in some instances.
By far, yes. So, longtime Troma cinematographer Brandon C. Flint shot the movie on 35 millimeter film with principal photography kicking off in the summer of 2005 at an abandoned McDonald's in the Bailey Kensington neighborhood of Buffalo, New York. Now, this is great. Now, considering the production had around 80 crew members and over 300 volunteers, they needed to figure out where everyone was going to stay. Because remember, a lot of these people came from out of town and some from even out of the country. So what they ended up doing is renting a nearby abandoned church where the cast and crew resided for the duration of the shoot, despite only having one working bathroom.
Yep. Yeah, so funny story, their contract in their abandoned McDonald's was that there was no sex.
Yeah.
No sex. So
Mm-hmm.
they shot all their sex scenes in this church.
Yep. You stole what I was building up to.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so they ended up having to dress the church's basement up to resemble this chicken restaurant and film all the nude scenes, which is like half the movie in this church, because the church didn't have any kind of stipulations on their rental agreement like the McDonald's did. Now, despite a never ending list of problems during filming, like malfunctioning special effects, delayed filming, pay disputes with actors, and even the restaurant set being accidentally deconstructed on the last day of shooting, this is what happens when you hire people that don't know how to make movies. The film did manage to complete its principal photography around August of 2005. I'm sure this was just extremely difficult to work on because like 70% of the crew is like volunteers. It had to be kind of a nightmare.
Oh god,
Yeah.
so I have the Blu-ray in there, and there, like I said, there's a lot of special features and pretty intricate behind the scenes, and yes, it was this fucking thing was a nightmare.
Yeah. So once post-production wrapped up, the film premiered at the Brussels International Film, the Brussels, damn, the Brussels International Festival of Fantasy Film. That is a mouthful. On April 14th of 2007, and spent the remainder of 2007 playing other international screenings in Amsterdam, Tel Aviv, and Spain. Interesting fact here, despite it being an American film, it didn't begin playing here until 2008, where it had its first U.S. official premiere in New York City on May 9th of 2008, pretty much a year later. So, Poultrygeist was released on DVD on October 28th of 2008 in a exclusive 3-disc collector's edition, which included a feature-length behind-the-scenes documentary on the film's production, directed by producer Andy Deemer and line producer Jason Fowlick. Deleted scenes, including an alternate ending with Ron Jeremy, audio commentary from Kaufman and Friedman, footage of the NYC premiere, and 7 behind-the-scenes featurettes. The third disc was a, you ready for this? Karaoke.
Uh,
Yeah, sequence featuring all of the musical numbers with an optional karaoke track added on. I'm sure that they probably used that to torture terrorists when they were captured.
yeah, George Bush definitely borrowed that.
Yeah. Then on March 31st, 2009, a 2-disc special egg edition was released, ditching the karaoke disc. And finally, on February 23rd of 2010, the film was released on Blu-ray. And this next part is really funny. So the movie made national news on January 7th of 2011 when a man named Sidney Clawwitter from Orland, California, purchased a DVD cleaning kit from a local retailer. only to later discover that the cleaner disc was a disguised copy of Poultrygeist. Apparently, Clawwitter was deeply offended by the film, noting it was horrifying, calling it a triple X rated movie. According to the owner of the store, the cleaner kit was purchased from the the item had come pre-packaged from a warehouse in Oakland, California. Thankfully, no charges were filed. Wow.
So a cleaning kit?
Yeah, so I
Was
remember
it like a workout video,
No,
but
no.
like cleaning?
So I had one of these back probably around the same time. So it was a DVD, but it had 2 little bristles on
yeah,
it.
you're talking about the laser cleaner.
Yeah, and you put
Yeah,
it in there and it
that I
would
don't think actually ever worked, but
I don't know.
but yeah, I remember that. It had
Yeah,
like 2 little sets of 3 bristles.
yeah,
It was supposed to clean the laser.
and,
It was like PS1 days.
he put it in, and it was this movie, and he watched it, and
This is how you clean your fucking
and
PlayStation.
I 100% can realize, like, he was horrified. Like, I get it. You have to be prepared to watch this movie. This is not something you can accidentally watch and be like, "Okay, that wasn't good or bad."
Oh yeah, from the very first scene of this movie, it's just like, holy shit.
The opening is wild, but, I love the part that in the article, the very end, they're like, "No charges were filed." Like, what kinda charges could you do?
My my Blu-ray is dirtier than it's ever been. Now that I put this supposed cleaning disc
Yeah,
inside of it.
it's even dirtier. Oh, man. Alright, so ratings. I was a little surprised here. Rotten Tom, 67%.
That is fucking ridiculous.
And I just wanna point out, we pointed this out many times before, but apparently this is like 40% better than House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
'Cause if I
Yeah.
remember right, it got like a 29%.
Maybe this got the extra independent bump because of
Yeah.
all the shit they had to go through. Like, this is about as independent as a movie can get.
Yeah, this is one step up from a couple friends recording a movie on, like, their home video camera or something.
Couple steps up, couple steps down. Yeah.
IMDb, a surprising 6 out of 10. Letterboxd, a 3 out of 5. And, there's no Google average audience rating.
Yeah, yeah, this has gotta be a case of the only people who are going and watching this movie are hardcore horror fans and satire fans.
Or if you purchase a DVD cleaning kit and you get a disguised copy of Poultrygeist. If you would like to watch this movie, you can currently find it streaming for free on Tubi, Fandango, and with subscriptions on YouTube, Sling TV, Roku, and Amazon Prime. All right, you ready to I'm sure you're not, but are you ready to revisit the plot of Poultrygeist?
Yeah, fuck it.
We're doing it in the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, to ruin your appetite just in time for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. Maybe watch this the day after Thanksgiving. So, we start out with, probably one of the wildest intros to a movie I think I've ever seen. So, the scene starts out late at night in the Troma, which is pretty funny, Troma Tribe Indian Burial Grounds, where we see a sign that says, "Desecrators will be cursed to the fullest extent of ancient tribal law." A nice little legal way to put ancient tribal law. We then cut to 2 teenagers who are about to head off to college, aggressively dry humping in the graveyard, where the girl informs the guy that he is the best dry humper in the whole school. And he responds, "That's what all the basketball players say about him as well." What? That's like, did I hear that right? So anyway, these are our two main characters, Arby and Wendy. There's a lot of fast food nods in this movie, with most of them being names of characters. So we then see Arby struggling to get Wendy's bra off while getting upset that she's heading off to college, leaving him behind, but she quickly reassures him that she's not going to change and will stay loyal to him. This dude's such a fucking doofus. Like, he's sitting there trying to, like, rip the middle of this bra open, and she just casually reaches behind her back and undoes the clasp. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
He thought it was one of those front clipping bras.
I guess, but, like, after you
You
tug on it and it
you
doesn't
know
do anything, move on.
know what he looks like? The kid from Terrifier.
Oh my god, I got this in here later in my notes, yeah.
That just clicked to me.
Yeah.
Like, I never put it in my notes, it just hit me.
Uh-huh.
He is the
little brother.
from
Yep.
Terrifier.
Yep. So once the boobies come out, she then pulls Arby's pants down, but not all the way, just far enough to reveal about 60% of his ass, where they then go back to dry humping. And it is at this point where we notice somebody is standing off to the side watching them. And just when things start to get pretty hot and heavy, the ground rumbles and we see a bunch of zombie hands come out of the ground around them and begin to feel and touch the couple, who somehow totally don't realize that these aren't each other's hands. These are hands of, like, a bunch of rotting corpses. And they're into it. We then see one of the hands reach up between Arby's legs, aggressively ripping off his underwear, and then proceeds to stick a finger up his ass, which he obviously really, really likes. But just as he clenches his asshole tight from pleasure, it's I'm not gonna get through this. It snaps the decomposing finger off, leaving the severed digit stuck in his ass. Who the fuck thinks of this?
God, it gets even better. He pulls what's left of the hand out, and it's covered in shit. And even the zombie's like, ugh, underground.
So,
But in the behind the scenes, they're like, when they're shooting this scene, he's like, the director's like, "Where's the shit? Somebody grab the baby Ruth," which is obviously what they use
yeah.
for the shit.
Thank God it wasn't so low budget they used real shit. They didn't have money to buy chocolate bars, and they're just like, somebody just get some real shit in here. So this is all interrupted when a crazed man holding an axe comes out of the shadows, which causes the zombie arms to retreat back into the dirt, when suddenly they notice the man has something other than the axe in his hands. His dick. He is jacking off to this couple dry humping each other's brains out while decomposing hands of dead people feel all over them. He's like, yeah, I got a dry humping fetish, so what? It's
Yeah.
actually more common than you think.
Not the only fetish that comes up in this movie.
No, it's not. So apparently, Wendy isn't into letting this guy watch while beating his meat, so she gets pissed and she takes off, leaving Arby with a massive case of blue balls, to which he then pulls the zombie finger out of his ass and smells it. Once he leaves, the creepy man then picks up Wendy's panties and presses them against his face, but quickly throws them down after realizing he doesn't like the smell, opting for Arby's tighty whities instead. While sniffing Arby's underwear, he begins to aggressively jack off when all of a sudden, a zombie arm comes shooting out of the ground into this dude's ass. Like, it is straight up fisting this guy. And this arm goes so far into his body, the hand literally comes out of his fucking mouth, along with, like, tons of blood. The zombie then grabs Arby's underwear out of the guy's hands and straight up pulls them back through this dude's whole entire body and out of his ass, where he then falls and dies.
Some of his organs fall out as well. His intestines
You see this.
fall out to the ground.
This is not implied. You see this happen.
Yes.
And it's awful. I mean, special effects,
Good special effects work, but
it's too good.
not something you wanna see.
No. No, it's too good. It looks too real. I don't wanna see it again. I had to watch this movie twice, and
Yeah,
it
that's
was hard the second time.
a time and a half more than I wanted to watch the scene.
So, right after this, we then get a shot of a sign that says future site of another American chicken bunker, informing us that this Native American graveyard will soon be tore down for this new chicken restaurant. What a fucking intro, man. Like, it was at this point where I was like, we have got ourselves into some trouble here.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I yeah. Yeah, Brooke was like, "What the fuck? I'm not watching this." And I was like, "This was my pick. What the fuck have I done?"
Yeah.
This
So,
was Googling Thanksgiving movie, and then I end up just by chance buying this movie. Yeah,
yeah.
had no idea what like, I knew that it was gonna be a raunchy movie, but I didn't know it was gonna be this raunchy.
Yeah, it's got everything.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got it all.
Oh, it gets so much worse.
It does. I mean, we're just what, the first 5 minutes of the movie. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's about to get crazy. If you are trying to listen to this episode with kids around, you should probably rethink that. So we then jump to one college semester later, where we see that the graveyard has been destroyed, except for the sign, of course. The chicken restaurant has been built and is ready for its grand opening. The only problem is there is a large group of protesters standing in the parking lot, seemingly doing more partying than protesting. We see a lot of signs that say, like, save the chicken, but most of the signs say, I love cock. So,
Also clam.
yeah, we'll get to clam. So Arby arrives at this protest having no idea what happened to the Indian burial ground, but quickly finds out that this organized gathering is mostly attended by college lesbians against mega conglomerations, aka Clam, which is run by a butch-looking woman named Mickey, who is as Arby
Manly.
who is
It's Mickey, who is manly.
manly, who is, as Arby is about to find out, the new girlfriend of Wendy, who is now back from college. And as you can imagine, Arby is heartbroken because remember, she promised that she would stay true to him while she was gone. By the way, we also see here that Arby is still carrying around that zombie finger, which he refers to as his and Wendy's butt plug. That's gross. So this starts a big argument between Mickey and Arby, which, by the way, I forgot to point out. So Mickey is supposed to be like McDonald's, Mickey
Yeah.
D's, yeah. So they have this big argument with Mickey claiming that the chicken restaurant is a disgrace to her people, but Arby quickly points out that she and 99.9% of everybody here is white, forcing her to call over Chief What's-His-Face, who is actually a Native American, but he doesn't seem like he gives a shit and just guzzles down some more whiskey after puking in the parking lot.
And then she stomps his foot
Yeah.
to prove that he is upset.
Yeah.
She's we have a Native American somewhere. Where's that fucking chief?
So this all causes Arby to get angry and tell Mickey and Wendy that he will show them as he then erupts into a song about how heartbroken he is, how attractive Mickey isn't, and how he is going to win his girlfriend back by going inside the restaurant, getting a job, and showing her how much money he has made. He then finishes up his song, throwing the zombie finger butt plug down into the parking lot and heading inside, which triggers the paranormal events that are about to unfold here. As we then see a box of chicken eggs in the kitchen begin to shake and smoke, where once it falls over, reveals a veiny green egg that appears to be moving. One of the workers named
Oh, man.
Paco Taco, no, Paco Bell, sees
Taco Bell.
this and walks over, picking the egg up. But after realizing how slimy it is, he drops it on the floor where it soon cracks open and begins to ooze bright green liquid. We then see a determined Arby march inside, walk right up to the manager, whose name is Denny, like the restaurant Denny's, where he asks for a job. Once Denny hires him, he then introduces him to the rest of the cast who all work at this chicken place. So first we have Paco Bell, who we saw earlier, and he is one of those dudes who everyone suspects is gay, but he won't admit it. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows one of those. Then we have Hummus, who is not to be confused with the extremist group
Hamas?
Hamas, which is what all of her coworkers do.
And
Yeah.
she is so angry, she just wants to explode.
Yeah, and
Apparently.
she's a devout Muslim woman who wears one of those outfits you can only like see her eyes. This is so fucked up. You got to remember this is 2006. And last and most certainly least is Carl Jr., who according to Denny is a low-life hillbilly piece of trailer trash, which checks because the first time we see him here, we get a nice shot of his plumber's crack as he pulls out a flask he had tucked in his pants. And as he turns around, he informs Denny that he actually knows Arby from high school, where they were both on the debate team, with Arby being anti-bestiality and, of course, Carl being pro-bestiality.
Yeah, pro bestiality working at a chicken restaurant.
Yeah,
I see where this is going.
I immediately thought of the, I think it's Devil's Rejects.
Uh-huh.
You gonna fuck these chickens?
Well, I ain't saying I fuck chickens, but I'm saying if you was gonna fuck a chicken.
He's definitely fucking some chickens. So after that, Denny tells Arby that he's gonna be the counter girl, which he takes orders, runs the register, and he wears a skirt and fishnet stockings as Denny then unlocks the door for the grand opening. So their first customer is Ron fucking Jeremy, of course, where he immediately runs in yelling about how they fucked up by building this place on sacred Indian burial grounds. We then skip to a little later on where we see Arby taking an order from Subway's Jarrett, or who's supposed to be Subway's Jarrett, who is now a very fat guy who is a little gross. But he is in no way as gross as the real Jarrett.
Yeah. So two things. For one, I seen Ron Jeremy, and it made me realize how old this movie is. Cause God, anybody who's seen Ron Jeremy before he died,
Did he die?
I'm pretty sure he
I
died.
know he got in trouble. Like he got in trouble
pretty
for
sure he died.
being a predator,
Yeah.
which, you know, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he died. And then Jared, who also got in trouble for being
Who should have
fucking
died?
predator. And I was like, wow, that did not age well.
Nope. Aged like milk. So as
So the guy who plays this Jared guy is like in all the Troma movies.
Yeah. So as Carl Jr. prepares Jared's food, we see that one, they make sandwiches just as sloppy as real fast food places. And two, one of the veiny green eggs accidentally rolls into the plate, which Jared joyfully eats as soon as he gets his food. It almost made me fucking sick watching him eat that egg. Like it grossed me out. And then the gravy that they pour on his mashed potatoes, it looks like muddy water. Like it
Yeah,
is nasty.
it looks completely fucking disgusting. And yeah, Ron Jeremy's not dead. He's just want to put that out there. I did this one other time on the show, but
Yeah.
it was not.
Oh God, when you told me fucking
This was a name pronunciation mistake. There was somebody who was actually dead in this case. Yeah, that was not good. But no, I actually thought Ron Jeremy had died. He just got
this
declared.
was the same scenario. You told me that. And I was like, did he die?
No, but he's pretty much dead because he has some severe dementia.
God, who did you tell me
it was-
before?
We were we were
were
covering House of a Thousand Corpses, and I told you Bill Moseley.
Oh, I was about to say, did you tell me fucking
Bill
Rob Zombie was no, it was
yeah, it
Bill
was Bill
Moseley.
Moseley.
And then we met him, like, 8 months later.
No, but I didn't never think Bill Moseley was
Oh, you
dead,
got
was
him
the thing.
confused.
I was talking about the late,
Oh, yeah,
great,
yeah. Sid, yeah.
Sid
Sid
Haig,
Haig, yeah.
yeah, and I was just talking, I said the wrong name. Ah,
You know, there was so many listeners that made that joke that was did you know Bill Moseley's dead? I was like, "Oh, that's good. That was great." So now Ron Jeremy's dead.
yeah, well, he should be
He
dead.
should be. Him and Jared.
Apparently 30 counts of sexual assault and rape,
Yep.
which YouTube is gonna love both of those words I just used.
Uh-huh.
But apparently he was too mentally incompetent to stand trial because his brain is half dead. That must have been where I got that from.
So he's
he's got
mentally
s
dead.
Yeah, he's apparently got dementia so bad he can't remember all those grape charges
That's
he
what they all
got.
say.
Yeah, just how convenient. I'm sure Jared was like, "I can't remember all my grape charges
Yeah.
either."
So, obviously, eating a nasty looking, veiny, evil egg is probably not going to end well. And as we are about to see, that is, of course, what happens. As Jared immediately starts to feel sick, rushing to the bathroom to shit while continuing to eat his mashed potatoes. This next scene is absolutely awful. I didn't even want to write it. I'm so glad I didn't watch this when I was sick. This is gross. So while Jared's in the bathroom, literally shitting his brains out, we cut back to Arby, who has been confronted by Wendy and Mickey for working at the chicken place. And this turns into an argument when we suddenly get this weird scene of Arby, Wendy, and Mickey fucking in the lobby in front of everybody. Thankfully, though, it was just a daydream by Arby as we see the real Wendy and Mickey storm off after the fight once Arby starts fucking the register. Yeah, I'm confused about that. I do want to point out the music that they keep playing here is like a 2006 comedy DVD menu music.
So
It's like the music where you fall asleep during the movie and you wake up 6 hours later and shut it off because it's like driving you fucking nuts
It's
even though you were asleep.
must be the guy who scored it for free.
Yeah. So we then cut back to Jared, who's still shitting, and for some reason they thought it was necessary for us to get a camera angle from inside the toilet pointed directly at his asshole, which I protest we did not need. We did not need
No,
this
I
camera
was
angle.
actually typing for this, and I glimpsed up and glimpsed right back down.
Yeah.
So I don't have too many complaints about this. I just seen fat guy ass.
Yeah. So while this is going on, suddenly a chicken flies up his ass and into his body, which, as you can imagine, creates chaos in this bathroom as Jared rips open his shirt, falls to the floor, and begins to shit all over the walls and ceiling. And at one point, this gross brown liquid literally looks like when a whale shoots water out of its blowhole. It's horrific. It's awful, man. And just when things cannot get any weirder, Jared rolls over, his stomach balloons, causing the rest of his body to like suck in. When suddenly his belly splits open and a much skinnier, bloodier, shittier version of Jared crawls out and runs away, leaving his skin and clothes behind for Arby to discover. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but when he says I'm skinny again and runs out the bathroom.
It reminds me of the end of When Evil Lurks when that demon kid is like born from the fat guy.
Oh god. When he's like, I'm skinny again and runs out the bathroom.
I don't understand what happened.
I don't think you need to. I think it was great the way it was.
That's the new fucking weight loss trend.
It's the new
The
Ozempic.
celebrities just
Is that
eating.
the Ozempic?
It's like Ozempic 2.0. You just,
You know what it reminded me of? The Substance.
yeah.
Like, the celebrities that'll do anything to look good. She just, like, cause she does, like, rip out of her back, and it's just, like, and some amazing body effects,
This
like,
that was
that's what made The Substance awesome.
that
That
was done so much classier
this
though.
was the cheap Substance.
This is when you don't have enough money. We then get another weird song between Arby and Wendy that has a lot of sex, food references, and a ton of boobs. But basically, what this song is saying is that Arby and Wendy still love each other, but love is, sometimes complicated. I, d- I like the "you're a happy meal sent from above." Gonna have to
Yeah.
use that one day.
I I'm pretty sure it's during this song, it's the bed, the bed sequence.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I made the comment, 'cause Brooke was still hanging around for this one.
She hadn't fell off
Um,
yet.
I was like, this is what happens when outside of, like, the main lead girl, they literally, I guarantee they went into, like, the most rundown strip club possible and was
Probably.
like, "Who wants to be in a movie?"
Yeah.
And then the director makes a comment about them being dancers. And
Kaufman, yeah.
yeah, in the special features. I was like, "I was right."
Yeah. Lloyd Kaufman, man, he is such a character. If you're not familiar with him, go look up some interviews, man. Like, he is quite a real life character. Very, very interesting.
He's in the movie.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you caught it, but when Arby is dressed like Tupac in this dream
Yeah.
sequence song thing, he's wearing the zombie finger butt plug as a necklace.
Yeah, with this bandana.
Dude, you know what I thought of at this point in the movie? This is why aliens won't have contact with us. Shit like this. They see shit like this and they're like, yeah, no. And I don't blame them. I totally don't blame them.
Yeah. If I was an alien, I would be very confused. I would be like, "Okay, they have some very strange culture."
Yeah, I would stay hidden too. So after that, a long white limo arrives at the chicken restaurant where we see the owner, General Leroy, who is totally dressed as a knockoff Colonel Sanders. He gets out and he's accompanied by a bunch of hot girls and a chicken mascot when he is immediately confronted by Mickey, who he quickly cuts off, saying he placed the Indians' remains in a better place, which we then cut to Hummus tossing the skeletons in the dumpster out back.
So I gotta jump back because I think the part that I was talking about, which is one of my favorite small parts of the movie, is when she's in there talking about what they do to the chickens at this restaurant, and she's holding up pictures. Wendy's going
Oh
through these
god, the
pictures,
horrible,
and it's a picture and they're all like just awful
badly
Photoshop.
photoshopped.
But it's OJ with a chicken.
Hitler.
Then it's Michael Jackson, a picture of him when he dropped the baby
when
over
he's
the
holding the
balcony,
baby.
and it's a chicken.
It's very obvious the baby's whited out.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
then-
a chicken
and
put
then it's Hitler and a bunch of chickens.
Yeah.
It's just every one of them gets better and better and better.
there. Yeah. So we then get another song with General Lee singing and dancing in the parking lot, defending corporations and unhealthy fast food products and business practices. We then cut to the back room where we see Arby has finally finished cleaning up the bathroom when he is suddenly approached by the chicken mascot, who he, at first, believes is a giant evil chicken here to kill him. But the man quickly calms him down, removing his costume, and starts to tell Arby his life story and how he got to this point in his life. And it becomes very clear right off the bat that the details of this man's life are extremely similar to Arby's. Also, just in case you didn't know, this character is played by the Troma King himself, Lloyd Kaufman. We then jump to the kitchen where Hummus is doing some praying in the corner, while Paco Bell is dumping a bunch of chicken feet into a grinder, which turns them into a gross-looking pink slime. Paco then decides to climb on top of the grinder, masturbate, and come all over the chicken parts, claiming it is the secret sauce.
The secret sauce.
Yeah. But right as he is finishing up, an evil chicken from that first green egg runs over, pushing him into the grinder, which sprays blood all over hummus and the kitchen, which honestly looks pretty cool. We get some pretty good special effects here.
The fucking director was so mad on the first take of this scene because there wasn't enough blood. And then he's like, I think that's it. They're like 3 hours late by this point of even getting this shot done because the fake grinder, like,
Broke.
Yeah, they were trying to fix it. Then they cut forward to, I guess they finally cleaned up for take 2, and it literally just looked like a party of them just spraying blood. And during that part, they stated that on average, they sprayed 30 gallons of fake blood a day making
Wow.
this movie.
Wow. There's a lot of blood in it for sure.
It's the worst looking fake blood. Like,
It's cheap.
yeah,
They
it's-
probably didn't even buy it. Probably
there's
donated.
literally bubbles in it. Like, you can literally see at times it looks like red Kool-Aid that got shook up.
So after Paco's gory and tragic death, Denny and General Leroy run in to see what's going on, but as they enter the room, they spot Hummus standing in the middle of the kitchen, covered and surrounded by blood and body parts, where they immediately assume she killed him. Because back in 2005, when this was made, if you were a Muslim, everyone assumed you were a terrorist. Back down in the basement, the old man attempts to use a song to try and convince Arby to not do what he did and waste his life working at this shitty fast food place. But Arby continues to try and explain that this isn't a long-term plan and he is just using this place to get back with Wendy and make some money. He says, I get what you're saying. I hear you, old man. But riches and bitches are part of my plan. If it's not obvious at this point, this old man is Arby from the future, and he is trying to get his younger self to change his path in life, but Arby, despite all of the exact same details in their life, including the same like ass tattoo, he's just not picking up on it.
No.
He's not getting it.
No, he's oblivious.
Yeah.
And clearly, judging by his older self, he does not win Wendy back on a permanent level, which who could see that coming?
Yeah.
Because he's still working at this restaurant and it does not seem to be worth it.
No.
Either that or Wendy just like grew up to be just insufferable.
Well, he does change the timeline because of the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So back in the kitchen, General Lee says despite the death of this employee, they still need to get back to work. Spoken like a real-life CEO. He then tells Denny to take Hummus out back and hose off all the blood and then scoop up all the body parts and serve the people a big rack of sloppy Pacos, which they obviously do because right after this, a priest walks up to the counter complaining that he found a severed penis in his sloppy Jose. This causes this next part's great. This causes Arby to go in the back to make him another one, but right as he finishes the sandwich, I'm trying to think like how to put this in words because this is so fucking wild. The sandwich comes alive and starts talking to him as Paco, with Paco saying, "How dare you let him nibble on my penis? What is this? The Catholic Church." So Paco tells him here he basically has to save the world because the spirits of the pissed off, displaced Indians have teamed up with the spirits of thousands of murdered chickens, and they are planning on getting their revenge by spreading a lethal virus to everybody. Or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But just when Sloppy Paco goes to tell him how to like stop this, he gets interrupted by General Leroy giving a media tour where in order to demonstrate how good his food is, he eats the Sloppy Paco sandwich. This next scene is disgusting.
Yeah, like half of the movie.
Yeah, this is pretty bad though. We then cut to Carl Jr. down in the basement with a raw chicken carcass. And he makes out with it, and it's fucking nasty.
Dude,
It's
I
fucking nasty.
hate this guy.
And he
Like,
then
like out of all the characters in the movie, this guy's character is the worst.
he then fucks it.
He fucks the
He
chicken.
fucks it. And I'm sorry to put that
I'm not
image in your head.
saying I'm a fuck a chicken now.
He
But I'm saying if you was gonna fuck a chicken.
he calls it a little slut chicken. And I don't know why, but that fucking rubs me the wrong way. It just does, man.
Everything about the sex with chickens rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. But the dirty talk to the chicken. So
It's fucking it not enough. You
It-
gotta fucking degrade it too.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, it's already dead.
he then starts, you know, he then starts fucking this chicken. Like, I don't even know how to say this without getting this episode banned. He does anal with the chicken. That's all I'm gonna say. He does anal. It's the best I can do.
He goes backdoor on
Yeah.
the dead chicken.
Yeah. And while this is going on, I guess the chicken comes alive and it bites his dick off, spraying blood and green slime all over Carl Jr. as he screams in pain.
Why green slime?
Uh,
Is that
why
the
anything?
Is that the infection from
I guess.
fucking a dead chicken?
So back in the kitchen, we see Hummus has finally cleaned up all the blood and body parts from Paco when suddenly Carl comes running in, screaming with this evil chicken still attached to his crotch, spraying red and green liquid all over the place. Hummus tries to help him by using the mop to get the chicken off, but ends up having to ram the handle up his ass so hard it comes out of his dick, which does finally remove the evil chicken, but he now has a mop handle where his penis was. And he dies. Which, of course, causes Denny to once again blame Hummus for committing jihad on her coworkers. We're only halfway through this fucking movie, all right?
she did technically kill him.
Yeah, but not on purpose and not for a religious reason. And I love how they're like, you keep killing your coworkers. We're eventually going to fire you, but we're going to keep giving you a pass.
Dude, we skipped over my favorite scene of Denny in the whole movie, which is after Jared, like, shits out of his body and gets out and runs out, and he's like, I'm skinny again. They walk in, they're like, what the fuck happened in here? And he's like, I don't know, Jared came in here and he's just like, he's gone. His whole body's gone. And then he's like, would you stick around and apologize if you shit up the bathroom this bad?
Yeah, that's a good point. So considering that Carl Jr. sprayed his blood mixed with bright green slime all over the pre-made buckets of chicken, General Lee decides instead of throwing it away, he is going to take the food outside and give it to the protesters to make peace and show them that his chicken is indeed pretty good. And despite the fact that they have been protesting the mass murder of chickens and how unhealthy the food itself is, most of the goddamn crowd dig in. Which I assume was the evil spirit's way of spreading the virus that Sloppy Paco was telling us about. I cannot watch these fucking close-ups of these people chewing this goddamn chicken. It is gross.
Yeah.
It's so many close-ups of people biting hunks of chicken and chewing it, and it's just nasty.
We just covered that in the Tales from the
I know,
Crypt,
man, and this is
I just
fucking worse.
hate, like, it's, I don't know what the actual phobia is called that I have, but I can't stand the sound of somebody chewing their food. Like, it fucking just gives me the chills, and I can't stand it.
I
Like
don't
nails
want
on
to
a
hear it,
chalkboard.
but I definitely don't want to see it.
Yeah, the close-ups. Oh God, it's awful. It is fucking awful.
Yeah, I wish they would have, that little sensor thing they did over Jared's asshole, I wish they'd have did that for this. Anyway, Everybody except Wendy eats the fucking chicken and loves it so much that they all give up the protest, rushing inside the restaurant, scrambling to order some food, leaving Wendy outside to cry all alone. But you may be asking yourself what happened to Wendy's girlfriend Mickey, who was the leader of Clan. Well, it is then revealed that she is secretly fucking General Leroy, and this was all a ploy to get free media coverage.
Ah, sounds about right.
Sound right. Wendy soon discovers Mickey in the back office. Are you ready for this? Sprinkling baby powder all over a near naked General Lee, who is wearing a giant diaper and sucking on a bottle.
Bro, on the behind the scenes when they did the song and dance number where he's dressed like Tupac and
Yeah.
there's all the naked clam girls in the room and they're all doing lesbian stuff. The girl who plays Mickey was so fucking mad, and the director who's just going through and he's like, "I want it to be orgasmic, like you're gonna lay back on the bed and you're just gonna pretend to have, like, just the greatest orgasm of your life." And the producers are talking behind the scenes, and they're like, "Dude, she's so pissed, we're worried she's about to quit." Like, and they're like, "Well, do you think he notices?" Talking about the director. And the other producer's like, "No, he's in a room with, like, 10 pa 10 pairs of titties, like, he doesn't care about he's not noticing anything but press." And they take this shot of him, and he just looks like a kid in a candy store walking around, completely oblivious to how mad she is. And they had to go talk to her, like, they thought she was about to quit the movie.
What was she so mad about?
That he was, like, I guess, like, making her shoot this scene over again because she wasn't like, selling the orgasmic, like, fallback on the bed good enough. Like, as shocking as, like, as I don't know why she would be surprised doing this movie. I
Yeah.
don't know if she knew what she was quite getting herself into,
Probably not.
because she was clearly one of the 2 female leads in this movie that was going to be topless and
Multiple times,
a
yeah.
big part of the movie. All the other girls, I think, were just, like, local strippers at wherever they wherever they were at. But, yeah, she was pissed.
It's funny. So Wendy quickly confronts them with Mickey calling her naive and telling her that the future of America is branding and franchising, which she has no fucking idea how right she is. So she just decided to follow the money. Leroy then chimes in saying having a diaper fetish is a completely normal and healthy bedroom activity. I would personally disagree.
I love how he sneaks that in there.
Yeah.
They're, like, arguing, about, like, corporate greed and her following the money, and he's like, "Oh, and by the way,
By the way,
having a diaper fetish is completely normal and
I
healthy."
I don't think it is.
No. No.
Yeah, so meanwhile, out in the lobby, everybody is puking up green slime after eating the chicken, with the general claiming that everybody has bulimia and there is nothing wrong with the food. And to prove it, he eats a piece himself, but about 30 seconds later, he rushes to the bathroom where he shits out a big ass egg. I do want to point out too, another thing that made the eating of the chicken so gross is it has they had those big yellow like warts or whatever, and they're
They're
like
like
popping like
they're like
bubbles.
they look like pieces of corn
Yeah.
stuck to it, but they start popping and, like, oozing this green shit.
Calls them flavor pods or something.
It's so fucking
It
gross.
is.
It is like mutant alien Chernobyl chicken.
Yeah.
It is just the worst. It's like, imagine Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze just oozing out of pieces of corn that are blowing up into bubbles, popping on the fried chicken.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, he shits out a big egg, which quickly hatches, giving birth to a foot-tall evil green chicken who immediately attacks the general. But General Leroy is determined to stay alive as he then bites the creature's head off, splattering green liquid all over him. After that, we then cut back to the kitchen where Wendy and Arby finally get back together, but the happy moment is very short-lived when suddenly the reanimated corpse of Carl Jr. comes walking into the room with the mop handle still protruding from his body and thick green slime pouring out of his mouth. Thankfully, though, his mop dick gets stuck in the hallway, preventing him from getting too close to Arby, Wendy, and Denny. I don't know if you noticed it, but his actual dick is stuck on the end of the mop handle.
No.
Did you catch that? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't mean his actual dick. You mean they special effected
The
his
special effect dick is
Oh.
yeah. So they try to make it look like the handle, pushed his dick
and
off,
broke it.
but it's still stuck on the end. It's like 3 foot away.
like a flesh condom on the end
Yes.
of this.
Yes. That is the best way to describe it. I would have never fucking thought about that. But
Oh God. that's
his
awesome.
flesh condom is draped over the end of the mop handle.
That is the most realistic condoms you can buy from Trojan.
And it's stuck in this hallway.
I don't know how I miss it because they like do a close up of this mop handle like getting stuck in this handle.
Yeah, that's
of
when
of a drawer, like a drawer handle, like a hole or something.
yeah, that's
in
when
the
you see it.
hallway.
Yeah, it's quick, but yeah, it's like the actual dick part gets stuck in this like hole. Carl Jr., who is now acting like a zombie, then opens his mouth wide, revealing a chicken beak with razor sharp teeth that soon replaces his human mouth, and also he gets covered in feathers. So basically, Carl is now this part human, part chicken zombie. General Lee then collapses to the floor, yelling that the chickens have come back from the dead to seek revenge, prompting Denny to get that 1,000-yard stare as he proclaims he saw a bad chicken once, which instantly tells the group that it's story time as they all sit in a circle around him to listen. He then proceeds to tell this story of a Japanese importer that slammed into his delivery truck one night, where him and his buddy were pinned down by some chickens with no reinforcements on the way. And this is basically a war story about chickens. And I do have a really interesting fact about this particular scene at the very end of the show. So the whole time he's telling this story, General Lee is in the back turning into like a giant egg. Which, and I know that sounds weird, but that is exactly what happens. And he soon hatches a giant evil chicken that is thirsty for blood. He's kind of like that badass orc from Lord of the Rings, that one that like he's born and he gets the white hand on his face and he's like the leader of the army.
Yeah.
That's what this chicken is. So before Denny can finish his story, he turns around where this general chicken rips off his head and begins eating it. This causes the rest of the group to jump up and run out into the lobby, where they are quickly shocked to see that the whole protesting group that ate the chicken earlier have now all turned into zombie Indian chickens, killing what survivors are left in the building. This is where shit just goes off the fucking chain.
Yeah, as if the rest of this movie hasn't already been off the chain. This is where shit really
Yeah,
goes off.
this is the best part of the movie. So there are a ton of good special effects here where they're like cutting up bodies and placing them into chicken buckets
Bro, the
and
leg
serving them to other zombie Indian chicken people.
when they fucking cut that guy's leg off and cut it up into small pieces and toss it in the chicken bucket, it looks great.
Oh, it does.
And then, like, the face,
The
this is
woman
my favorite part
the
is
woman who gets
yeah.
her face ripped off.
Yeah, she rips the face off, and the old lady zombie chicken is like, "I know it's fattening, but I just love the skin,"
And
and
starts
starts
eating,
eating the
yeah.
face.
That is fucking 5 stars. That's gold.
Yeah.
There's the one too where they put the one girl's face into one of those deli meat slicers, and they just slice her face off in super thin slices.
They
Another
fry a face.
another really good one is they crack that dude's head open like an egg, and they pour his
His
brains on
brains.
the grill, and they make, like, scrambled egg brains.
Yeah.
There's another dude, he gets his balls ripped off, and they're deep fried.
They deep fry his face, bend him over, rip his balls off, and then deep fry his balls in the same fryer, and then takes them out and eats them.
Yeah.
They eat his fried balls.
There's another
That
one.
really happened.
It's like a really good gruesome shot where this guy's getting, like, his eyeballs ripped out, and they're putting the eyeballs in the little egg container. There is so much stuff here, my brain cannot even comprehend it all.
I watched it twice. I
This
rewound this scene because there was so much stuff going on. Like, I feel like they spent half of their special effects on this
Yeah.
scene. One guy grows tits,
Yep.
and then they rip his shirt open, and they're eggs that have, like,
Hatched.
literally busted out of his chest. Like, it's hard to explain. They've ripped out of the skin on his where his pectorals are, and they look like boobs, but then when the shirt's taken off, they're eggs that have burrowed their way out and then hatched little evil chickens.
Honestly, like, this particular scene is, like, it's close to being up there with a Terrifier movie.
This is
Like,
yeah.
it's dude, it's wild. It's crazy. I had to go back and watch it a couple times because I had to get the kill count, which was really difficult.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, it's there's some good stuff here. There's some good stuff. If you are not interested in watching this movie, but you like special effects, just fast forward to this part and at least watch this. This is fucking awesome. So, anyway, this place is complete chaos, where Arby, Wendy, Hummus, and Mickey quickly get cornered with no place to run. But right before they get attacked, the old man, aka Arby from the future, appears on top of the counter, firing an M16 at the chicken zombies. I love this thing where he, like, accidentally shoots one of the survivors and he pauses to apologize.
Yeah.
So Old Man Arby ends up gunning down pretty much all the zombie chickens in the lobby, including the general chicken. But right as he stands over top of him for the finishing shot, he gets a tap on the shoulder. When he turns around, he spots the headless body of Denny, who then grows an evil chicken head, who then bites off his nose, putting an end to the zombie chicken massacre. But thankfully, young Arby steps up and quickly grabs a gun and kills evil Denny.
Bro, evil Denny starts talking like
Cajun?
ghetto. Yeah. and, and Wendy's like, "Oh my god, it's a blackened Cajun chicken."
Yeah, this movie is super offensive to everybody. Oh, man. So they then all load up on weapons and they go to escape the restaurant. But right as they make it to the doors, they see through the glass that the whole parking lot is full of evil zombie chickens trapping them inside. This is very similar to the mall in Dawn of the Dead, but with, like, chicken zombies.
Yeah.
I love that. They then realize that if they don't come up with a plan soon, the zombies are going to bust through the glass when suddenly Wendy has an idea. She then puts the "We're closed" sign up, which totally works, as the zombie chickens throw up their hands in aggravation, turning around to head home. It's so stupid. Oh, man.
What are we doing?
I don't know. After this, the group gathers around the lobby and tries to come up with a plan to get out of here when suddenly this random lady runs up to them and says they gotta help her find her young daughter who somehow got lost in all the pandemonium. Arby and the gang agree to find her first and then put an end to the evil zombie Indian chicken takeover. Arby's speech here, I thought he was gonna like pull the whole "evil dies tonight." David Gordon Green, Halloween Kills, evil dies tonight line. He kind of does, but he says it in a different way. After Arby's little motivation speech, Mickey says, "Fuck this, I'm out," as she grabs the old man's chicken outfit, believing that the zombie chickens won't attack a fellow bird. So while she's attempting to get to a car dressed in the chicken suit, we see the gang attacked by evil Carl, where they quickly knock him to the ground. But before they go to kill him, Arby has an idea as he then attempts to get the human Carl to overpower evil chicken spirit and tell them how to defeat the chickens. Carl then demands alcohol, to which Arby agrees, pouring his flask into Carl's mouth, which in turn turns him into a puddle of mushy melted goo. Meanwhile, in the back, Mickey stumbles inside where she quickly collapses, telling Wendy that she didn't make it. But once Wendy removes the chicken costume, she finds that Mickey is now a zombie chicken who immediately attacks her. Once she gets her on the ground, she climbs on top of her, revealing that she now has a giant chicken dick, which she obviously plans to use on
God,
Wendy.
I forgot about this.
Yes. Yes,
it's a
giant
chicken dick. Not like a chicken's dick.
Not a chicken's dick.
But a dick. That is a chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. Who the fuck thought about most of the stuff in this movie? Thankfully, though, Arby runs in just in time to help as he immediately begins choking the chicken. Literally. He even says it. And it comes on his face. That is an actual thing that happens on film in this movie. And they made money at this. Made $22,000.
I think they lost a lot of money, though, if they spent $500,000 making it.
The math ain't mathin', but here we are. Here we are talking about it. Almost 20 years later. After a while of this, he eventually gets attacked by the evil old man, who is now a chicken, and he starts to strangle him when out of nowhere, Hummus runs into the kitchen, grabs a gallon of meat steroids, and chugs the whole bottle, which in turn transforms her into this huge, like super ripped chick. But honestly, I don't really know what happens here. Like, it's confusing. Her eyeballs pop out and do some kind of weird shit, and she eventually just collapses, accomplishing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I've watched it multiple times now. I do not understand what the fuck happened here. Or why this is even in the movie. The chickens end up chasing Wendy and Arby back into the lobby where the priest attempts to hold them off with his cross, but when she realizes that that's not working, he pulls out a DVD copy of Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ, which also does nothing. They end up slamming him onto the ground and stomping his head, turning his skull into mush. This leaves only Arby and Wendy left, who start to slowly back away when suddenly Wendy bumps into a keg of beer. And this causes Arby to think back to when Carl mentioned the alcohol, and it turned him into goo. Arby then goes into this really long explanation about how he figures this out, but right as he gets to the point, he gets interrupted by Wendy, who has already sprayed the evil chickens with the beer and killed them, effectively ending the situation. Which I love. We don't really have time for all this bullshit. Let's just kill these goddamn chickens and go home. Like, we don't need a monologue, dude. As soon as that's dealt with, the door gets opened and all these zombie chickens from outside start flooding in, with Arby spraying them all down with beer as soon as they enter the building. Unfortunately, though, they run out of beer before killing all the zombies. But right as it looks like it's the end for these two lovebirds, get it? Lovebirds. Hummus runs up behind them, looking totally normal again, and tells them to follow her. They end up heading down to the basement where they find a ton of evil chicken eggs about to hatch and the missing little girl. but are soon confronted by the giant evil General Chicken Zombie. Realizing that they are completely trapped and are about to die, Arby begins to apologize to Wendy and confess his love, where she soon forgives him and goes in for one last romantic kiss. But this is quickly interrupted by the evil chicken, who is ready to kill them now. We then get another song about how the white man screwed over the Native Americans and now have to die, with Arby and Wendy singing back, but they're in love, so they should be spared, which of course doesn't work. But right as the evil chicken goes to eat them, he explodes. Apparently, I guess at some point he ate the sloppy Paco burger, which I thought that the general. Oh, the general. Yeah, I get it now. The general ate him earlier, and then the general turned into the General Chicken Zombie. Damn, I just had a light bulb moment. But yeah, so he eats the sloppy Paco burger and he explodes, and then the Paco burger pops out of his stomach and makes a joke about how this chicken could not handle Mexican food. I think it's kind of a weak way to end the giant evil chicken creature, honestly. I thought it was going to be cooler. It's a little anticlimactic. Anyway, Arby then says that they have to make a choice. Either they stay and fight or escape out of the back and let the evil chicken zombies destroy America. When suddenly, Hamas says, "Destroy America over my dead body," as she then rips off her burqa, revealing a supermodel type body in a skimpy bathing suit with a suicide bomb strapped to her stomach. Jesus fucking Christ.
She's had a bomb the whole time.
Oh, all the jokes that they have made about her blowing people up. And it turns out she's got a fucking bomb.
And she's super hot.
And super
She's a
hot.
bombshell.
Yeah. Arby is immediately like right in front of Wendy. He's like, "Oh my God, hummus, you're so fucking hot. I just want to fuck you right now. Like, please give me head." Yeah. Hummus says that she loves America and democracy so much that she is willing to give her life for it. She then arms the bomb and takes off running, allowing Arby, Wendy, and the little girl to escape out the back door. And as soon as they make it to the parking lot, the building explodes, killing all of the zombie chickens inside. They then all three get into the car and drive away, where they realize they need to live their lives better. And despite just saying that, Arby hands this little girl beer. Wow.
That's like the least crazy thing that's happened in the whole movie.
That's
too.
true. And after drinking it, this little girl almost shotguns this fucking beer. She then begins to cluck while telling the couple that she doesn't feel so good. And then she gives birth to a big-ass evil chicken egg. And this causes Wendy and Arby to scream and freak out, where they wreck into another car, flip high into the air, and explode into this huge fireball, killing all three of them. And that is the end of Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. Thank God. Holy shit. I was not even slightly prepared for that movie.
No, I got like 15 minutes into it, and then at one point I just quit taking notes because my mind was just so perplexed at what the fuck I was actually watching.
I did tell you right before that, I was like, this is not a movie you're gonna do a whole lot of note taking for.
No, but you also told me this isn't a movie that you have to do a lot of note taking for, so, if your daughter's awake for it, you don't really have to worry about her being asleep.
I did say that.
I'm like,
That's
thank
confirmed.
God I waited for her to go to sleep.
All right, so some facts. To no surprise to anybody, Trey Parker and Matt Stone of South Park were set to have a cameo as Arby's parents. But unfortunately, this scene was scrapped during shooting. Despite this, though, Parker and Stone are often accidentally credited for being in the film.
Huh.
Yeah. I assume that it was probably scrapped, either a schedule issue or, like you were saying, they were so behind in filming.
Oh, dude, they were constantly behind.
Yeah.
Like, every scene they tried to shoot because of the director and Like, at one point, they go into the bathroom when everybody starts throwing up and everybody's turning into chickens, and there's a guy in there masturbating in the bathroom, and the fake porno mag that he has, that the director, like, had notes and had them make, he has a 2-hour argument about how the fake, not real cover of this pornographic magazine is not in the right colors.
What? It's so stupid.
And then, like, for as, like, anal as he is about everything in making a movie like this, one of the funniest parts of the behind the scenes is they're doing one of their little song and dances with him and Arby, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
old and young version of him, and they turn around, they moon their ass, and, the whole crew is, like, laughing because this is the old director of this
Yeah,
movie,
this is
and
Lloyd Kaufman, yeah.
he's, like, showing his ass, and he doesn't realize his balls have fallen out of this. And they're shooting it, and he keeps turning around, and they're like, "We don't think he realizes his balls are out." And they freeze frame it and highlight it on the special features, his old hairy balls. And they had to go tell him, and he's like, "What?" And he looks down, and he pulls the jacket up, and he has to tuck his balls back in.
I'm gonna fucking pee on myself. I've been holding this pee for like 20 minutes and I'm almost at the point.
He's just so like, what? My looks down, his balls are just hanging.
Do you remember in one of the Jackass movies, Johnny Knoxville dresses as the old guy with his balls hanging out?
That is what it is. Dude, that is what it is.
My face hurts.
He's almost wearing the same jacket, like the brown jacket. Johnny Knoxville must have seen Poultrygeist and seen the behind the scenes and seen his old fucking balls flopping every time he turned around the moon.
Oh, I'm crying.
Just the best part
Was it in the movie?
It's like, no, I think they use a shot that doesn't have his balls in it,
Oh,
because I don't remember seeing his balls in the movie.
I didn't either, but I
But
didn't look.
But they freeze frame it and highlight it and, like, zoom in on the special features of his balls, and they showed them doing this scene, like, 3 or 4 times where they turn around and moon the camera, and they're, like, talking about it. Everybody's, like, laughing and cheering, and they're like, "We don't think he knows his balls are out." They go up and tell him, and he's like, "What?" And he lifts the jacket up, and there his balls are hanging out of the Speedo, and he has to, like, tuck his old balls back in. He was oblivious that his balls were flopping around.
Yeah.
That's how
Um,
you know you gotta be, like, old. You just quit noticing things, because I would notice my balls hanging out of a
yeah,
Speedo.
yeah, definitely. Be one of my main concerns.
I'd be like, "My balls feel a little colder than they should."
Yeah. So, anyway, Denny's chicken speech, where they're, the one where they're all gathered around him right before he's killed.
His old pinned down by the
Yeah.
chicken speech.
So, this is a parody of Quint's Indianapolis speech from Jaws. And when you
Uh.
go back and watch it knowing that, it's so fucking accurate. And it's so good.
No, it's funny.
But instead of sharks, it's chickens. No, I'm sorry, crazy chickens. He was like, there was this one rooster, about a foot tall.
Dude, one of my favorite parts of the movie is right when he dies and this chicken head pops up and it's got curly ass like old black mama hair. And it starts like just like going off in Gullah. Like, but not actual words. But you can tell, like, if you're
Yeah.
from the South, you
Yeah.
could tell what they were going for. And she goes, "Oh no, it's blackened Cajun chicken."
I told you that this was probably the most offensive movie I've ever fucking seen. And I think that's gonna hold up for quite some time. So, the chickens clucking, the sound effect were all achieved by Gabriel Friedman and Lloyd Kaufman in a recording studio
Oh,
with Lloyd Kaufman's balls out. It's just like different times. It's like he's in the recording studio and they're like, "Do you think he knows his balls are hanging out?" No matter what he does or where he goes, his balls end up hanging out somehow. And he just doesn't know. If you include all of the mutant chickens and the humans, the kill count is around 565.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't
That's the
count.
highest kill count.
I didn't count that many. I'll tell you that now. All right, so ratings and kill count. I did personally go through and count these as best I could. I got a total of 27 kills. Now, I did not count the chicken zombie deaths, just the human deaths. All right, so we got 27. Get ready because this is going to take a while.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, so number 1, weird graveyard guy. He gets impaled by a zombie arm in the ass. Don't forget about that. We have Jared, who was, I guess he was like ripped apart by the skinnier version of himself. Not really sure how to word that.
Fat melts right off.
Paco Bell, who was pushed into a grinder. Carl Jr. was impaled with a mop handle through the ass and out the dick. General Leroy turned into a giant egg and was ripped apart. Denny had his head ripped off. Here we go. Customer number 1 was hacked to death. Customer number 2 ripped apart. Customer number 3 had the face ripped off. Customer number 4 was had her face placed in a deli slicer. Number 5, chicken burst out of the chest. Number 6, face pushed into a fryer. Number 7, balls ripped off and deep fried. Number 8 was strangled to death. Number 9 had the guts ripped out. Number 10 was the head crack and brains fried. Number 11 was the woman who had her breast implants ripped out. Customer number 12. We didn't even talk about this one. You remember where they ripped the head off and the spine and everything came out with it?
Yeah.
Customer number 13 was accidentally shot by Lloyd Kaufman. The smoking lady, her head was ripped off looking for her kid. Old man Arby had his face bitten off. Mickey was turned into a zombie chicken. The priest had his head smashed. Hummus was killed by a bomb vest. And number 25, 26, and 27 is Arby, Wendy, and the little girl who were blown up in the car wreck. It's a lot. A lot of kills.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm extremely positive I missed a lot. So favorite kill, and you're up.
God, I didn't even do a favorite kill. There was just so many. So off the top of my head, I'm gonna go with Sloppy Jose.
You going with the
Taco,
grinder?
Yeah,
Okay.
Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
And then I gotta go with the lady who gets her face ripped off, and she's like, "I know it's unhealthy, but I just love the skin."
That was great. That was so fucking good. So I went with the old lady had her face ripped off. That was number 1. And my number 2 was the guy who had his head cracked like an egg and his brains were fried. I
Yeah.
loved that, man.
That
It
was
was so creative. This was probably the hardest movie for me to ever pick a favorite kill.
Yeah, there was
had
just so many.
really hard. There's like 5 kills I would put in like the number 1 spot. There are some good ones. All right, rating.
I'll give this movie a 2 for the special effects.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And like 2 pairs of the titties out of the like 12 pair that we get. That's
The 12
saying something bad.
the 12 pairs of titties and the 1 set of old man balls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this movie's gross, man.
It
like
is.
it's the special effects and the humor. I really like the dark humor, and I really like the special effects. Like the whole scene we just talked about where the face is ripped off and Like, when they come out and all the zombie chickens are in the restaurant ripping people apart, that is by far the best part of the movie. Yeah. I give it a 2 for special effects.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 2.4 for special effects only. Honestly, man, it's a terrible movie, but it knows it's a terrible movie, and I think that's important. It doesn't try to be anything other than that, and personally, I think this movie would have been way better if it was about 30 to 35 minutes shorter.
Yeah,
They coulda cut
it's did
a
seem
lot of stuff.
a little
It's
long.
almost 2 hours, like an hour and 40 minutes. I woulda cut that down by, like, 30 minutes, and I think it would've actually been a better movie because I got to a point about, 35 minutes or so before the end where I'm like, "God damn, how long is this?" I just think it just goes on a little too long, and then there are some things that don't really make sense or add anything to the story, like, Hummus drinking the steroids and then, like, passing out, or the general chicken, like, exploding at the end. The musical stuff I don't like, but it's not in the movie a ton, so it's okay, I guess. Another positive thing I do like besides the special effects is this movie has a lot to say about corporations only in it for the money, and they don't really give a shit that they're selling people like low grade food that's killing them or making them sick. I did really like that. I think that this movie is a lot smarter than it gets credit for because of that.
I think this movie is offensive towards everybody, though, because 'cause
Yeah.
they're offensive towards the people who are protesting against
Yes.
that too. Like,
Yeah.
they show that they don't actually give a fuck about that stuff. They're just there for the lesbians and the partying
Yeah.
and the drinking.
There's one
It's like
scene.
they're there for the partying,
There's
and as
one.
soon as they get a chance to eat the chicken, they do.
There's, like, that one scene too where they're, like, calling out this general guy for the chicken for, how he gets his chicken, and then they literally everybody, the whole crowd takes a sip from their Starbucks cup at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that this movie is smarter than it gets credit for. It does have some important things that, this was made back in 2005. Here in 2026, these things are like, really important now. They're more important now than they were back then. So and then they mention a couple things that end up becoming that has become a big problem for us here in the future,
Like Jared.
and corporations and only caring about, the media and
Well,
all this
I
stuff, but
think that those things were a thing back then,
yeah, but
obviously.
they weren't like
I
because
just
social
think I
media
just
didn't
think we
exist
get
then.
we get older and it just becomes more apparent to us. I
Well,
think these things were a problem back in the fucking 80s and 90s, but I definitely think that corporations, the CEOs are making a lot more. We were just watching a video on that, on the economics and stuff, and what the average CEO makes compared to back in the day. So yeah, I could see where it's become more of a problem.
Well, social media and phones have really amped that stuff up. And, they were commenting about that back when, phones were shit. I don't even remember if they had colored screens back in 2000. I don't think they did.
Back in what?
2006. Because I don't remember
Yeah,
the
they
first.
had colored
I don't
screens.
think they did. But
Yeah,
yeah, either way, they
that
couldn't.
was only like 3 years before I went to high school.
Yeah,
You had like a
2006,
you
I
had
was.
like a sidekick in 2006.
Yeah, yeah. But they couldn't do nowhere near what they can do now, but
No, no, they definitely didn't have the computing power that they have now, but
yeah, I give this movie a 2.4, and I kinda like it. Like, I probably won't watch it again for 10 years, but I do kinda like it, at least for the special effects.
well, I gave Thanksgiving a 2.7 if I remember right, and I like Thanksgiving so much more.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Thanksgiving was like, yeah, as a movie, I rated it bad, but I love that movie. I watch it like every Thanksgiving since we've covered it.
Yeah.
This I will not be watching on Thanksgiving. This will be a movie I will watch again, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree,
Uh,
I agree.
this movie does the satire very well. There's just a lot of gross
Yeah.
stuff.
I agree.
Like, there's too much shit in it for me. I like, shit is the
Shit
worst
humor is
thing.
not for me,
Yeah,
and puking, yeah, I'm not really for that. But yeah, that is our take on Poultrygeist. Once again, we thank you guys for listening. Please give us a follow or like if you enjoy the show. Check out the website, check out the socials. Remember, we are taking a little break next week, so we will catch you on the 8th of December. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. And remember to tell a friend, a family member, or your local zombie chicken tribe about the show. And we hope to see you next time.